Welcome to this recovery practice. If you've been ill, if you've had a virus, if you're feeling exhaustion, this is a wonderful practice to come to every day for as long as needed, or every evening. It'll set you up for a beautiful night's sleep. So we're going to start straight in Supta Baddha, a bolster, a blanket, either folded like this, or if you have a bit of a tight neck or shoulders, you may want to make a thicker wedge to support the back of the skull. I'm going to go for this one. A strap and possibly 2 blocks to support underneath the outer thighs, which I will take to show. So gathering all that equipment, and let's come and sit on our bolster and enter Supta Baddha. Placing our strap, nice big loop over the head, the buckle in front, and then looping it over the feet and making sure the buckle is on the side that enables you to pull the strap towards you and tighten up. Check that the back of the strap is nice and low, not riding up. So press it down if it is. Retighten. These blocks are here. Now we're coming forward and we are sitting on our mats. And here we may be able to tighten up even more. Check that the back is still low. This is crucial for the pelvic tilt and to not exacerbate any overarching in the lumbar. And then the blocks coming in, and remembering that you have different heights available according to your groins, your hips. Now we're lying back. And right here, before we place our heads back, we want to press into our feet against the mat and lift the hips up. And then use your hands to manually move the buttocks towards the heels. This is really important. It places the outer body so that the organic body lifts, goes in and lifts rather than drops. Now we're lying back in this blanket underneath the neck and the skull, not the shoulders. You want to really feel that definition. And then from here you can let the shoulders roll back, extra layer of release, and extend the arms. Check that everything feels even on the back body. Adjust, fine tune. And then closing the eyes. Ujjayi, one breath. The exhale, releasing all of the little parts that are holding on, that are tight. Now we're going to bring the arms behind us. So first of all, stretch the arms straight up to the sky. The arms are parallel. And then bending the elbows, holding onto the upper outer arms right by the elbows, and bringing the arms up above the head. Make sure the buttocks are still going towards the heels and the eyes closing, Ujjayi, one breath. Notice the change in the shape of the breath inside. What does this variation bring? Keep relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the front throat, relaxing the face. And now we're going to prepare to change the cross of the arms. So bring the arms back up again and re-stretch them straight, parallel. And now changing the cross and bring the arms back over for our second side. Ujjayi, one breath. Soft, smooth, even inhalations and exhalations. And preparing to bring the arms back up and coming out. Releasing ourselves and turning this bolster and just taking a seat on the bolster and opening the rest of our practice with one more. Feeling the quietness. Making ourselves open to that quietness, open to the healing that comes from that quietness. Inhale. And as the hands release, the eyes open, but the gaze is diffused, the shoulders relaxed, the sternum lifted. And the backdrop of that smooth and even breath. And staying connected to that as we move. Placing the bolster here, moving the blanket to the side, taking off strap, blocks to the side but handy, and lying down with the feet on the bolster, the inner feet lined up. Tilt the buttocks towards the heels so the lower back is flush to the ground. Supine. Now bending the right knee and placing the loop on the arch of the foot. You need to be able to hold the loop with your hands. Mine's too big, I'm going to tighten it up. Adjusting as needed. Pulling with your hands, the toes coming back, the heel lengthening and pushing up through the foot against the pulling of the strap. Keep that left heel on the bolster firm. Make sure the lower back is connecting with the ground. Trying to draw the leg closer and closer, breathing. And watching the breath, how it travels, where it travels. And then the leg back up and to the bolster. Supine. Left leg. On the arch, straightening, adjusting the loop as needed for this leg. Pull with the hands, feel the strap. Pull the toes back, feel the back of the knee open, the back of the heel open. Drawing the leg closer. As you pull with the hands, keep pushing up with the entire power of that leg through the foot against the strap. And then bring the leg back up and releasing. Supine. Take a block now and place the block against the outside edge of the right hip, nice and close. Bend that right leg and place the strap, the loop, on the arch of the foot. Finding Supine 1 that we just did. Check that your block is right there. Hugging you, pressing in. The right hand holds the strap. We're coming to lateral Supta Padangusthasana. So we draw that leg towards us and then we bring it to the side. We feel the block supporting the outer hip. Tighten the outer hip. Pull the toes back. The leg towards you and down even more. And so forth until the elbow is supporting you. Keep pulling the toes back on both of your feet, lengthening the back calf, lengthening the back heel. Breathing, feeling, and letting that pranic oxygenation circulate everywhere. And now bring the leg back up and Supta. Changing sides. Block to the left hand side and bending our left leg, strap on the arch of the foot, finding Supta Padangusthasana 1 and reconnecting the block right in. And then the left hand holds the strap. And drawing the leg towards us, to the left, towards us, to the left, finding the block and gripping the outside edge of that thigh where the block is connecting the outer thigh. Grip it in and up. Pull the toes back on the feet and yet push out through the feet at the same time. Keep observing the breath, encouraging it to lengthen, to penetrate everywhere. Broaden the shoulders, relax the front throat. And then bring the leg back up and releasing Supta Tadasana. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. And now lifting the right leg up, the arch, the strap, connecting and finding Supta Paranusthasana 1. This time the left hand holds the strap. We're coming to a twisting version. We're bringing the leg towards us and across to the left, towards us and across to the left. And the foot that's on the bolster, we're letting it roll open today. So letting it roll open is going to help us to come across with more ease. Get that inner energy flowing again, releasing those blockages. Reconnecting. Lengthen the inhale, lengthen the exhale. Have each breath be meaningful. And then bring the leg back up and releasing Supta Tadasana. So having the feet on the bolster helps to ensure that the lumbar stays very connected to the ground and that the abdomen pacifies. So we want our gut also to become passive and yielding so that it can accept the pranic exchange. So left leg and the strap on the arch of the foot, Supta Paranusthasana 1, our starting point. And now the right hand is holding the strap, and we're bringing the leg towards us, and across to the right, towards us, and to the right. Now this foot on the bolster, we can let it roll open today and see how we can get a little bit more deeply into the pose. Keep pulling the toes back, the legs firm, and twist away from that leg to the left. Deep, long inhalations and exhalations. The breath streaming everywhere. Receiving that breath. And then bringing the leg back up and releasing. And now let's bring both knees towards us. Move this. Dvipada Supta Paranusthasana. So lining those inner feet up, lining those inner knees up. The tips of the thumbs pressing against each other. The elbows bending to the side. The shoulders relaxing. The back of the neck long. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. Not hurrying anything, not looking for anything, just breathing, feeling, observing. Allowing the pose to do its work on you, receiving that. And now, feet to the floor. We are rolling over to the right hand side, pushing ourselves back up. So you may need a bolster for the next variation or not. That will be up to you to decide. I'm not going to use one, so we're just moving that out of the way. But please do take any support that makes it bearable for you. We're doing Ardha Supta Virasana, releasing the front thigh. Lots of accumulation here, so I'm going to get that coming out, releasing rajasic energy. Right leg into Virasana. Make sure to pull the calf back and out so the back of the knee has space. If you're using a bolster, it will be behind you, like in our Supta Konasana. As we come down, we're replicating the pelvic tilts. That's so important. So lifting up, moving the buttocks towards the front of the mat. The anal mouth facing the front of the mat. And lying down on our support. If we're on a bolster and we're able to bring the arms up, we're holding onto the elbows and bring the arms back. If you're lying down on the mat, you're stretching the arms, crossing the thumbs and stretching the arms back. The thumbs providing the traction to help you pull further. Ujjayi, one breath. Long, deep inhalations. Soft, deep exhalations. Keep trying to press that front thigh down. And then lifting the arms back up and making our way out. And just coming out, stretching the front of the foot. And then extending and changing sides. Ardha Supta Virasana. Make space for the calf. Pull the calf back and out. Bring the foot in beyond the top of the foot and pull the outer foot down. Bolster behind or no bolster, or two bolsters. Making our way down the pelvic tilt. Lifting up. Use the hands to manually help the sacrum move towards the front of the mat. The anal mouth facing the front of the mat. Placing ourselves and then coming into our variation of the pose. Remember, if you're on a bolster, you're bending the elbows, holding onto the upper arms, and if you're lying down, you are stretching the arms straight back. Ujjayi, one breath. Feel the rib cage deliciously expanding with each inhalation. And when you exhale, try to keep that expansion. Don't close the ribs, the intercostal muscles down. Keep the inner body expanding continually. Travel to the areas where you know you tend to hold tension. Could be the shoulders, could be your jaw. Could be gripping in the abdomen. Keep observing, releasing with the exhale. And we're going to come out now. So we're lifting the arms back up, making our way out. And stretching out the front of that left foot, so pressing into the hands to lift up and moving the foot forward enough. And when we press weight into it, we feel that. Letting the breath circulate, letting the prana circulate there. And then extending. And releasing. Baddha Konasana. Not lying down. You may wish to have the bolster in front of you for your hands. Coming forward to Yoga Mudrasana. Really important as you come forward to lift the pubic bone. Don't let it fall forward. Lift it up and come forward with that awareness. Ujjayi, one breath. And then coming out of that. And stretching the legs straight out in front. You may wish to use the strap to reach the foot, coming for some forward bends. So Janu Shirshasana first, bringing the right leg to Baddha Konasana. Reaching with the right hand to the outside edge of that left foot, using the strap as needed. The first stage of the pose, twisting ourselves to the left. The outer edge of that bent leg pressing into the earth and twisting from there. And now coming forward, Janu Shirshasana, final part of the pose. Keep the outside edge of that bent leg pressing into the ground. The inner groin of the bent leg rolling back to the outer groin. And then looking up and coming out and changing sides. Bending the left leg in to Baddha Konasana. And then reaching with the left hand to the outside edge of that right foot. And twisting, stage one. Keep the breath fluid, the gaze diffused. And keep pressing the outside edge of that bent leg down into the earth and see how it helps to twist more and more. And then turning forward and reaching for the second stage, Janu Shirshasana. Notice how the bent leg has a tendency to like to lift up to help you to go forward.
So re-roll the inner groin, that bent leg, to the outer groin and anchor it to the ground. And from that anchoringness, pull forward. And then looking up and coming out. Both legs straight in front. Line the inner feet up, pull the toes back, press the heels down. Have awareness, connection, intelligence there. Coming forward to Paschimottanasana. Walking the hands forward. Keep the legs firm. If it's possible to reach the hands around the feet, do so. And with an exhalation, surrendering to Paschimottanasana. Keep making sure that you feel each of your sit bones, the right and the left, sharply pressing down and separated from each other. Don't let them join together into roundness. So adjust from the legs so that you feel the sit bones separating and sharply pressing down. And then looking up and walking ourselves back out. Okay, lying down on our mats with the right hand side of the body lying down and using the mat here to gain balance. So we want to lie down with our hips coming forward and then our feet moving to the back corner and the top left foot stacked over the right. And then we're lying down, we're extending this bottom arm, the right arm, and laying our ear, our side head, our temple on the arm. This hand can help support you for balance. Taking a few deep inhales and exhales. See what this brings to the ribs and to that bottom armpit. Thinking of all the lymph nodes in that area and bringing the prana there, the circulation there. And now we're going to bend our elbow and rest our head in our hand. But before we do that completely, we want to move the elbow tip back, the hips and buttocks pressing forward still, and the legs and feet going back. So it's like an arch shape. Anantasana, this left hand on top, or supporting you as needed. Now try to press this armpit down and to open it. Feel the crease, the hollow that the armpit can make as it recedes in. Press the shoulder down to press that open, and as you breathe, feel what happens, what sensations come to this area or here. And then we're going to release out of that, nice and gently. And turning to the other side. So placing the hips to the front line of the mat, coming down, moving the legs diagonally back to the back corner, stacking the feet, and then just move that to the side a bit. There we go, stretching that bottom arm and laying the temple, the ear on the arm. And just feeling the shape, letting the ribs, the intercostal muscles, the armpit begin to sensitize, to feel more. And now preparing to come up to increase that. So we're coming up and remembering we are moving the arm, the elbow tip back to the back corner and then supporting the head, the middle buttocks pressing forward, the feet moving back. Now this shoulder we want to lift up to accommodate this unusual opening. Press that bottom shoulder down, the elbow tip moving diagonally back. And with each inhale, feel the difference, the energy that starts to run into this hidden zone. Diffuse the gaze, be with the breath. And then coming out of that, you can feel the new shape that's been pressed into there, releasing out. And just lying on the back. Make sure that your back feels even, that your shoulders are rolled back. And then the right knee in towards the chest. Ekapada Supta Pavana Muktasana. With an exhale, re-relax the face, the front throat, the jaw, the abdomen, the groin. And then releasing and changing sides. And then one last time, both knees together. Dvipada Supta Pavana Muktasana. And then the feet coming to the floor and just reaching for your equipment. So we'll have the blanket for underneath our neck and head. We'll have the bolster for underneath the knees. If it's a cold country, maybe a blanket on top as well. Remember, the blanket here does not want to support your shoulders, just the neck and the head. And then the shoulders rolling back to the ground. That pelvic tilt to ensure that as you rest, your lower back is not arching or constricting in any way. The sides of the neck even. the cheeks softening, the root of the tongue receding, receiving Shavasana. And the hands now coming to rest on the abdomen. When the eyelids feel ready, allowing them to flicker open. And then rolling over and taking a moment here. Giving thanks for this practice. Thanks to the effort to getting on the mat when maybe we didn't feel like it. And noticing all that it brings, that inner fluidity, that energy, that life force. And then re-emerging with that gratitude. I hope you continue to feel better from whatever it is that you're healing from, and keep moving, keep breathing, keep giving thanks. Take care, namaste.